Now let's solve or discuss the introduction of fluid mechanics. Okay, by definition, pag sinabi nating fluid mechanics, it is a branch of physical science which deals with the mechanics of liquid and gases. So we're talking about liquid and gases under fluid mechanics. Now, i-define muna natin kung ano yung fluid. Okay, pag sinabi nating fluids, this is any substance capable of flowing. So lahat ng substance na pwedeng mag-flow, we're considering it as fluids. Now, magdi-discuss tayo dito. So, i-discuss muna natin yung branches bago natin ibigay yung mga formula. Okay, branches of fluid mechanics. Pwede natin itong hatiin into two branches. So, you have fluid statics and fluid dynamics. Under fluid dynamics, pwede pa siya mahati into two. Meron tayong kinematics and hydrodynamics. So, kaparehas lang ito ng mechanics na merong statics dynamics. So, yung mga keywords or essence nila, mare-retain. So, pag sinabi nating fluid statics, these are fluid at rest. Pag sinabi nating fluid dynamics, ito naman yung fluids in motion. Yung hydrodynamics, okay, and kinematics, ito yung mga fluids na gumagalaw. So, under kinematics, fluids in motion yan. Tapos, hindi natin kinoconsider yung mga forces within the fluids. So, ang tinitingnan lang natin sa kinematics, yung motion. Samantalang, for hydrodynamics, ito is yung branch ng fluid dynamics na gumagalaw, and as well, ang consideration natin dito, kasama yung force and acceleration. So, overall, ito yung ating branches ng fluid mechanics. Now, if you will classify fluids, so meron nga siyang gases or kaya liquids. So, classification of fluids. If you compare the difference, ano pinagkaiba ng gases sa liquids, ang gases, it has little resistance to change in form or volume. So, kung ano man yung volume ng container or yung resistance niya, maliit lang. Samantala, it will occupy all the space in the container. So, para sa gases. For liquids naman, they have the great resistance to change in form or volume, and it only occupies a definite portion in which it is contained. So, yan yung main difference ng gases tsaka liquids. Now, pag may binanggit sa problem na we will encounter an ideal fluid, ibig sabihin ng ideal fluid or perfect fluid, wala tayong makikitang friction or viscosity. So, yun yung tinatawag na ideal fluids. Okay, another term para sa ideal fluids, pwede nating mabasa yung word na incompressible. So, if you have an incompressible fluid, considered na yun as ideal fluid. Now, let's talk about properties. Ay majority ng properties natin sa fluids na discuss na sa thermodynamics. So, kung naaral natin mabuti yung thermo, may mga properties dito, pamilyar tayo. So, weight, density, specific volume, specific weight, specific gravity. So, lahat ito sa thermodynamics na discuss. So, same concept and same formula. Ang bago lang regarding sa fluids, itong part na ito. So, now we will encounter bulk modulus of elasticity, viscosity, dynamic, kinematic viscosity, surface tension, tsaka capillary actions. So, same formula sa 1 to 5. Ang bago lang for the meantime is yung 6 to 10. Anyway, i-review pa rin natin itong part na to. So, i-summarize ko na lang yung mga properties dito bago natin ibigay yung additional properties of fluids. Okay, so weight, density, specific volume, specific weight, and then SG. So, lahat ng ito nabigay na sa thermodynamics. So, I'm assuming bago ko pa ipakita yung formula, kabisado na natin yung sagot dito or yung tatandaang formula dito. Okay, so pakita na natin isa-isa. So, ang weight, formula is mass times gravity. Ang density is mass over volume. Ang specific volume is reciprocal ng density. So, this is volume over mass or kaya 1 over rho. Okay, ang gamma is weight over volume. Pwede rin namang makuha ang gamma using density multiplied sa gravity. Ang SG, ratio ito, unitless ang specific gravity. Ratio ng dalawang density, density ng substance over density ng standard, or kaya pwede ring ratio ng dalawang gamma, gamma ng substance over gamma ng standard. So these are formula in thermodynamics na also applicable sa fluids. So sana kabisado natin yung mga nomenclatures para pare-parehas. So for density, ito yung symbol niya, ibig sabihin yan is rho. Ang specific volume is small v, okay? So ang basa dito sa Greek letter is nu and u. Ang specific weight, ito yung symbol niya parang y. So ang basa dyan is gamma. And then ang specific gravity, pwede rin siyang tawagin na relative density. So these are properties of fluids. Next. We have the bulk modulus of elasticity. It expresses the compressibility of fluid. So formula dependent ito. So ang formula niya is this. Bulk modulus of elasticity E is equivalent sa delta P over negative delta V over B. So, palatandaan ko para maalala ko itong elasticity is pababa. So, ganun ko siya minimemorize. So, elasticity is pababa. So, pababa. Okay? So, ito yung mga ibig sabihin nila. Delta P, change in pressure. Delta B, change in volume. And V is the original volume. Please remember na yung modulus of elasticity is temperature dependent. So, ito yung pinaka-formula natin para sa bulk modulus of elasticity. Formula, coding, pababa. Next. Now, doon naman tayo sa compressibility. Ang compressibility is the reciprocal ng bulk modulus of elasticity. So, kung ang elasticity natin or bulk modulus is pababa, ito siya, ano naman yung compressibility? So, you simply get the reciprocal. So, ano yung formula niya? So, hindi siya pataas. Naisip nyo, pataas. Hindi ganun. So, this is reciprocal. 1 over E. So, yun yung formula niya. So, it is a fractional change in the volume of a fluid per unit change in pressure. So, please remember yung mga formula. I-reciprocal mo lang yung E, then you get the compressibility. Beta. Next. Now, we have the viscosity, or dynamic viscosity. It is the property of a fluid which determines the amount of resistance to shear force. Or sa Tagalog, pag sinabi natin viscosity, yung lapot. Yung resistance to shear. Or resistance to flow. Viscosity. Now, based on this illustration, makikita natin na yung shear stress is directly proportional dito sa ating velocity gradient. Dito sa ating boundary plate, for example, you have a plate dito sa baba na stationary. So, yung shear stress dyan, sobrang liit, negligible. And then, dun sa moving plate natin sa taas, yung shear stress natin malaki. So this is linear, directly proportional. So, habang lumalaki yung ating gradient, velocity gradient, lumalaki yung shear stress. So, yun yung nakita based on experimentation. With resistance or resistance to shear force. So, mathematically speaking, pwede nating sabihin na shear stress, ito yung shear stress natin tau, is directly proportional sa velocity gradient. So, this is the derivative ng velocity with respect to distance y. So, directly proportional. Shear stress, directly proportional sa velocity gradient. Na kung gusto ko ito gawing equal sign, pwede natin ito gawing equal sign. Kaya lang mag-i-introduce tayo ng constant of proportionality. Yung constant of proportionality na yun yung tatawagin nating dynamic viscosity. So, ito na yung working formula natin. So, pag tinatanong tayo ng shear stress sa fluids, that is simply dynamic viscosity, i-multiply natin sa dV over dy. Again, yung dV over dy, this is called the velocity gradient. So, mathematically speaking, kung ang isosolve natin is the dynamic viscosity, ang gagawin mo lang, shear stress, i-divide mo lang ng velocity gradient. Then, makukuha nyo na yung dynamic viscosity. So, i-rewrite ko lang yung formula. So, this is a formula, okay, na pag sinimplify natin, makukuha na natin yung dynamic viscosity. So, mathematically speaking, ay ang dynamic viscosity is shear stress i-divide ng dV over dy. So, this is tau, shear stress. Ang dV over dy is called the velocity gradient. Okay. Now, pag nag-substitute tayo ng units, dapat marunong tayong mag-analyze, lalabas at lalabas yung unit ng dynamic viscosity. So, iba-iba units niyan, depende sa substitution. Okay, for example, naglagay tayo ng SI. Ano ba SI unit ng stress? Ito. Diba ang SI unit ng stress, kung pa-practice tayo, this is Pascal. Okay, ang velocity natin is meters per second. And then, this is distance y. This is meters. So, kung isi-simplify ko, you have Pascal. Okay, i-divide natin na meters per second over meters. Okay, pag sinimplify ko yan, pwede natin cancelin yung meters. Okay, cancel out na yung meters. Tapos yung seconds dito, pwede siyang tumaas. Okay, so mathematically speaking, ang ating unit pala ng dynamic viscosity should be Pascal second. So yan yung ating ina-expect na unit kapag SI units. So pag may nakita kang Pascal second na unit of viscosity, aware tayo na that is a dynamic viscosity. So malaking bagay sa power plant, sa IPD or PPD, na marunong tayong mag-unit analysis. Okay, let's continue. So if we have dynamic viscosity, meron ding tinatawag na kinematic viscosity. Once meron kang dynamic viscosity, okay, makakompute mo na rin yung kinematic viscosity. Basta magbibigay lang ng density. So, merong direct formula para doon. Okay, so pakita natin. So, ang kinematic viscosity is the ratio na dynamic viscosity to the mass density. So, ang gagawin mo lang pala, i-divide mo yung dynamic viscosity sa density. Pag dinivide mo yon, then you can calculate the kinematic viscosity. So, formula dependent ito. So, you have dynamic viscosity, mu d, and then you have the mass density. So, iba-iba rin yung unit ng kinematic viscosity, depende sa given. Pero meron tayong mga standard units. For example, we're anticipating SI units. So, kapag SI units, ang ina-expect kong unit nung ating dynamic viscosity, ito. Okay, yung SI unit niya is Pascal second. Samantalang sa density, ang SI unit ng density is kilogram per cubic meter. So, ito yung mga units natin. Pag sinimplify natin yan, ano yung ina-expect nating unit ng kinematic viscosity? Kasi malaking factor sa pagsasolve yung mga units. Mag-simplify tayo. So, you have Pascal second over kilogram per cubic meter. Analyze natin. Yung Pascal, pwede natin ito i-simplify. Okay? So, i-simplify ko yung Pascal. Ang Pascal, pwede isulat as Newton, okay, kada meter squared. Yun yung definition ng Pascal. So, Newton kada meter squared. Ito yun, para sa Pascal. And dito pa rin yung seconds, nandito pa rin yung kilogram per cubic meter. Okay, simplify pa ulit natin. Okay, ang Newton, pag sinimplify mo yung Newton, that is MA, mass times acceleration. So, ang Newton, pwedeng isulat as, palitan natin yung Newton. Okay, ang Newton, pwede isulat as kilogram meter per second squared. So, etong part na to, this is Newton. Okay, so, meter squared second kilogram per cubic meter. Okay, so pinapakita ko lang yung mga units. Then, pwede na tayo mag-simplify. Okay, cancelin na natin yung kilogram. Okay, cancel out kilogram. Okay, and then, cancelin rin natin itong seconds dito. So, seconds, may matitira pang isa dito. And then, meter squared at meter cube, simplify natin. So, cancel yung meter squared. Okay, cancel dito. Magiging meter na lang to. Tapos, ang natira is meter, second. So, yung meter na ito, tataas. Kapag pinataas ko yung meter dito, magmumultiply siya sa meter dito sa unahan. Therefore, ang mangyayari na lang is meter squared per second. Okay? So, eto yung SI unit na kinematic viscosity. Meter squared per second. So, kailangan familiar tayo sa unit analysis. So, kapag dynamic, Pascal second. Pag kinematic, meter squared per second. Okay? So, yun yung mga typical units na ma-encounter sa viscosity. Okay? Sometimes kasi sa exam, hindi babanggitin whether kinematic viscosity or dynamic viscosity. Sasabihin lang sa problem, viscosity. So, para malaman mo whether dynamic or kinematic, dun papasok yung unit analysis. Sana pinapansin natin yung mga units. Now, to summarize lahat, ito yung summary ng mga units para makatulong sa atin. Okay? So, pwede nating i-categorize or summarize ng viscosity, dalawa. You have dynamic, you have kinematic. Okay? Another term sa dynamic viscosity, pwede rin siyang tawagin na absolute viscosity. Okay? Ang symbol natin doon para simple is mu d para sa dynamic viscosity. At for kinematic is mu k. So, ito yung mga ina-anticipate kong units. So, MKS is meters, kilogram, second. CGS, so this is centimeter, gram, second. And then English units. Okay, so pwede nyo tandaan yung mga units kasi ito yung pinaka-guide. Okay, so napatunayan na natin na under dynamic viscosity, okay, ang unit is Pascal second. Okay, kapag CGS naman, ang unit na in-anticipate ko is dyne, have the cm squared second. Pag English units naman, you have PSI second. So, ito yung mga units under dynamic. Pag kinematic viscosity, okay, under SI unit, meters, kilogram, second. Okay, napakita ko na yung derivation ng mga units. So, under kinematic, this is meters squared per second. Pag CGS, I'm anticipating centimeters squared per second. Sa English units, pwede ako makakita ng inch squared per second. So, ito yung mga units nila. By the way, may mga special term na pwede nating ma-encounter. So, dapat alam natin yung ibig sabihin ng mga term na yun. For example, may nabasa tayong word na poise. So, ang poise is under dynamic viscosity. Ang ibig sabihin ng poise is dyne centimeter squared per second. So, yung poise na yan, ito rin yung meaning niyan. So, kailangan familiar tayo. Another term is yung tinatawag na rain. So, rain is a unit of dynamic viscosity. Ang ibig sabihin is PSI second. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng rain. Another term is yung word na stoke. Ang stoke is a unit of kinematic viscosity. Ang ibig sabihin ng stoke is centimeter squared per second. So, yung mga term na yan, ay malaking bagay yan sa pagsasolve ng viscosity. So, kailangan naiintindihan nyo yung meaning or units under sa mga words na yan. Now, another technique para hindi tayo nalilito whether kinematic or dynamic viscosity yung given is this. Ang tinitingnan ko is yung units. Pag yung units, may nakita akong force, okay, I can conclude na yun ay dynamic viscosity. So, may nakita akong force dito. Dyne is a unit of force. Ang Pascal is Newton per meter squared. So, merong Newton dito sa Pascal. So, may unit of force. Sa PSI, that is pound per square inch. So, merong unit ng force. So, pag yung given, may nakita akong unit of force, I'm confident na under dynamic viscosity yun. Pero pag yung unit natin ng viscosity, wala akong nakikitang force, I can conclude na under siya na kinematic viscosity. So, ito yung ating introduction sa fluids. So, after nito, we can solve problem solving. Okay, problem solving. Okay, fluid properties. Problem number 1. The viscosity of water at 70 degrees Celsius is 0.00402 poise, and its specific gravity is 0.978. Determine its absolute viscosity in Pascal second and its kinematic viscosity in meter squared per second and Stokes. Okay. So, ang tinatanong dito is dalawa. So, you have absolute viscosity in Pascal second, tapos kinematic viscosity in terms of meter squared per second tsaka Stokes. Pero yung nasa choices natin, naka-Stokes lang. So, ito yung priority natin. Now, may nakita tayo ditong viscosity. Ang unit na binigay is poise. Pinaliwanag natin sa ating review kanina, ang ibig sabihin ng poise is under a absolute or dynamic viscosity. So, ang gagawin mo lang dito is direct conversion. Okay? Convert mo lang yung poise papuntang Pascal second. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin. So, for number 1, given, you have the dynamic viscosity, 0.00402 poise. Nagbigay din ng specific gravity na 0.978. Ang first question is, ay i-convert mo daw yung poise papuntang Pascal second. Okay. Now, naalala natin na ang ibig sabihin ng poise, so meron namang tayong formula para sa poise. Okay, alam natin na ang ibig sabihin ng poise is dyne every cm squared second. Yan yung ibig sabihin ng poise. Okay? Kaya lang, ang tinatanong, Pascal second. So, medyo matatagalan tayo kung ang gagawin natin, yung dyne, gagawin nating Newton, tapos yung cm squared, gagawin nating meter squared. So, medyo matagal yun. Pero pwede yun. Okay? Kaya lang, masyadong mahaba. So, para mas mapabilis ang ating conversion, tandaan na lang natin to. Kaya ito yung palatandaan namin. Okay? 1 pass is equivalent sa 10 poise. Ito yung pinaka-shortcut na. Okay, so tandaan nyo lang parang basketball. So, kada assist, 10 points. So, 1 pass is 10 points. So, ganun ko lang siya inaalala. So, huwag kalimutan yung conversion factor na to. Kasi kung makakalimutan natin yan, iisa-isahin mo ito. Yung dyne, gagawin yung Newton. Tapos yung cm squared, gagawin yung meter squared. So, matagal yan pag paisa-isa. So, much better kapisaduhin yung conversion na ito. So, i-convert na natin. So, this must be 0.00402 poise. Okay, huwag kalimutan yung ating conversion factor. Okay, ang ating conversion factor is 1 pass equivalent sa 10 poise. Okay, so that's it. So, cancelin na natin yung poise. So, mathematically speaking, ang matitira na lang is Pascal second. 0.00402 divide lang natin ang 10. So, ito yung pinaka-mabilis. So, mathematically speaking, you can press SD. That should be 4.02 times 10 raised to negative 4 Pascal second. So, this is 4.02 times 10 raised to negative 4 Pascal second. Now, para makita nyo lang na mag-move, pwede nyo naman ito i-manual. I-move mo ito ng 4 na beses, magiging ganito. Or kaya, para mas sigurado, you can press calculator. So, Shift ENG. Para mag-move siya ng kusa. Shift ENG. So, 0.000402 Pascal second. So, ito yung sagot para dun sa Pascal second. Now, ituloy lang natin for the follow-up question. How about i-convert natin yung poise or yung dynamic viscosity papuntang kinematic viscosity? So, try natin yun. So, this is the follow-up question. Okay. So, you have kinematic viscosity ang required. meter squared per second, tsaka stoke. Now, since ang given natin is dynamic viscosity, tapos gusto mo makuha yung kinematic viscosity, you will use the formula. Formula nga natin is, to get kinematic viscosity, you will use dynamic viscosity, i-divide mo na density. Okay, so substitution na lang ito. So substitute tayo. So we have, okay, kaya ang gamitin nating dynamic viscosity is yung Pascal second para lalabas yung meter squared per second. Okay, napatunayan na natin yun sa unit analysis. So ito yung gamitin nating value. Okay, so you have, pwede yung gagamitin, 0.000402. Ang unit is Pascal second. Okay, divide mo ng density. So para makuha ang density ng substance, formula yon. So you have Sg multiply sa density ng, since liquid ito, water. So you have Sg na 0.978. So 0.978. I-multiply natin ang density ng tubig. Okay, that is constant. Okay, sana kabisado natin yung mga constant. Okay, ang density ng tubig is 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter. Okay. So, pag sinimplify mo yung Pascal second, i-divide mo ng kilogram per cubic meter, eto na yung lalabas na units. Okay, nakita na natin yan kanina in the unit analysis. Okay, so we have answer na ito. Okay, meter squared per second. So, pipindutin na lang sa calculate. So, let's try. So, you have 0.000402. I-divide natin ng 0.978. Multiply ng density ng tubig, 1,000. Okay, so equal sign. Then, eto na yung pinaka-answer natin. So, the correct answer should be 4.11 times 10 raised to negative 7 meters squared per second. So, yan yung tamang sagot. Now, how about stoke? Okay, paano pag ang kailangan talaga nating masolve is yung stoke? So, pinaliwanag natin na ang ibig sabihin ng stoke is centimeter squared per second. So, conversion lang yun. So, pwede tayo mag-convert dito. Pakita lang natin. So, ang ating kinematic viscosity is 4.11 times 10 raised to negative 7 meters squared per second. Multiply natin ng converting factor. Okay, ang converting factor natin is, okay, huwag kalimutan. So, you have 1 stoke. Equivalent yan sa 1 cm. Okay, per second. Okay, so ang kailangan na lang gawin, etong meter squared, gawin mo na lang cm squared. So, multiply natin na 1 meter, 100 centimeter squared. So, magka-cancel out na yan. So, cancel out na yung meter squared dito. Okay, cancel out na rin yung cm squared tsaka second. So, ang matitira na lang is yung stoke. So, ito na lang din yun, 4.11. Multiply ko na lang na, ito yung magiging converting factor natin, 100 na squared. So, 100 squared. So, ang ating stoke is equivalent sa, you can press SD, 4.11 times 10 raised to negative 3. Okay, so this is 4.11 times 10 raised to negative 3 stokes. Now, meron tayong shortcut dito para mabilis. Pag meron na kayo nakitang poise, tapos gusto mo agad makuha yung stoke, ang pwede nating diskarte is this. Okay, if you have a unit of poise, tapos gusto mo makuha yung sagot na stoke, ang gagawin mo lang, i-divide nyo lang ng SG. So, yun yung pinaka-shortcut. Okay, please remember ha, poise yung given, tapos gusto mo makuha yung stoke, ang gawin nyo lang, divide nyo lang ng SG. Okay, so ito yung poise natin, 0.000402. 0.00402. Okay, this is poise. Tapos, kung ibababa ko yung SG, so i-divide ko siya 0.978. So every time ginagawa nyo yung poise, divide ng SG, automatically, ang lalabas na sagot doon is 2. Sa inyo para mabilis o shortcut. So same result lang yan. 4.11 times 10 raised to negative 3. So again, this is problem number 1. Okay, problem number 2. A liquid of viscosity 5.2 times 10 raised to negative 5 pound force second per feet squared is flowing in a rectangular dam. The equation of the symmetrical velocity in feet per second is approximately, this is the formula or equation of velocity. A velocity is 3y raised to 0.7 feet per second, where y is in inches. Compute the velocity gradient at y equivalent to 3 inches from the wall, and also the shear stress of the fluid at that point. So we have two possible questions. Una is the velocity gradient. Pangalawa is the shear stress. Now, if you will notice, for number 2, nagbigay na ng viscosity. So ang viscosity natin is 5.2 times 10 raised to negative 5 pound force second every feet squared. So hindi binanggit kung anong klaseng viscosity ito. So hindi sinabi whether dynamic or kinematic. Pero since may nakita ko ditong pound force, I can conclude na yung given na ito is dynamic viscosity. So malinaw dapat sa tingin or sa analysis na given dynamic viscosity, velocity, tapos distance y. And then ang tinatanong is velocity gradient and then shear stress. So analyze. So isolate natin yung mga given. So, ang given is the dynamic viscosity and velocity. Okay, ang tinatanong, velocity gradient. Okay, at y equivalent sa 3 inches. And the shear stress. Okay, so simulan natin dito sa velocity gradient. And definition ng velocity gradient is the derivative of velocity with respect to y. Now, meron tayong equation ng velocity. Variable y yan. So, ang gagawin mo na lang, i-derive mo. So, velocity gradient is dv over dy. So, ibig sabihin, derivative ng velocity with respect to y. Now, since yung calculator natin meron naman derivative dito, pwede patulong na lang tayo sa calcu. So, press na lang natin si calcu dito. So, using calculator. So, using calcu, easily makukuha na natin yung sagot regarding sa velocity gradient. So, derivative. So, shift integral sign. This is derivative. Tapos, ilagay dun sa loob ng parenthesis is yung ating equation of velocity. So, ito yung equation of velocity. So, 0.3. Okay. Instead na y ang ilagay, since this is dx, variable x ang ilagay natin dito. So, alpha x, okay, raised to 0.7. So, raised to 0.7. And then, ay nagtatanong siya ng specific values ng x or yung specific value ng y. So, lalagay mo dito 3. So, calculator lang ito. Kasya naman sa calcu yan. Simple. Si calcu na yung mag-iisip. By the way, ano yung magiging unit nito? So, ang magiging unit natin dito is feet per second para sa ating velocity over yung distance ni y, ang unit inches. So, by unit analysis, okay, ang unit ng velocity is feet per second. Okay? Tapos, ang unit ng ating y is inches. So, ang final unit natin should be feet inches second. Okay? So, simplify na lang natin, equal sign. So, lumalabas, this is 0.151 feet per second per inch. So, ito yung sagot for the velocity gradient. So, feet per second per inch. 151. Now, how about the shear stress? Okay, meron tayong formula para sa shear stress. Pinaliwanag natin na yung shear stress is directly proportional sa velocity gradient. So, ang gagawin mo lang para makuha shear stress, yung velocity gradient, multiply mo na viscosity. So, pinaliwanag na natin yung equation na ito kanina. We already have the velocity gradient. Ito yon. Okay, ang dynamic viscosity given. So, ang gagawin na lang dito is unit analysis. Dapat mapalabas natin itong unit na ito sa substitution. So, we have, substitution na lang to. A shear stress is equivalent sa, okay, ang ating dynamic viscosity is this. A 5.2 A times 10 raised to negative 5. Unit is pound force a second over feet squared. Okay, i-multiply natin ng velocity gradient. Ang velocity gradient ito by computation. 0.151. Ang unit niya is feet. Baba ko na yung second per second inches. Okay. Now, analyze. So, pwede natin cancelin yung mga units na parehas. So, yung seconds, parehas naman yung seconds. So, cancel out na lang yan. Okay, yung feet. Okay, tsaka feet dito. Cancel out natin. So, may matitira pang isa. And then, okay, etong inches ito. So, kailangan maging feet ito para maging feet squared. Okay, kasi ang unit natin is pound force per feet squared. So, kulang tayo ng converting factor dito. So, maglagay tayo ng conversion factor. So, you have 12 inches, 1 foot. Okay, so mag-cancel out yung inches dito. So, cancel out na yan. Tapos, magiging feet squared yan. So, lalabas yung hinahanap nating unit na pound per square feet. Okay, so, huwag kalimutan yung conversion. So, calculator na lang to. So, 5.2 times 10 raised to negative 5. Okay, multiply natin ng 0.151. 0.151 times 12. Okay, yung press equal sign, lalabas na yung shear stress. So, ang shear stress natin is equivalent sa 9.42 times 10 raised to negative 5. Ang unit is pound kada feet squared. Okay, so formula dependent unit analysis.